What's going on, everybody? This your boy Vlad coming with a review video. What I mean to tell you, I am so glad that the month of March is over with. And the month of March has actually been a very, very challenging month for me trading. I know everybody else, from the sentiment that I've seen, what everybody else is doing, they had record breaking month in March. I had a record breaking month in March as well, but it's actually for losses. So this is the results. I still was a green month for me. So total profit of $1,205.57. Yeah, I'm very very disappointed in myself in the month of March. But there's also some good takeaways that I got. Things that I learned about myself as a trader. Um, and I'm disappointed and proud of myself at the same time. So I'm gonna get to it. Again, this month since I had so many losses, I think I'm gonna focus on some of the losses. Had one of my biggest single losing day in the month of March, as well as one of my biggest single day in March. Um, I think when me and my wife calculated my loss total, I think it was about $21,000. I lost in the month of March. I lost $21,000 as far as total combined loss. But as you can see, I am green, so that means I made over $21,000 in the month of March, which is definitely a blessing. So we got to cut down the losses for the month of April, so that way we could see a lot more of those profits. All right, so let me make sure I have everything up and up here. All right, MFA, $415. MFA, and this was greed. I tried to short MFA the ending of this day right here. So I saw this during after hour. The market had closed. I made, I think on that day, I made about $1,100, and I was like, okay, let me try to let me pad my stats. I know it's gonna have another red day the next day, which it did, but instead of waiting for the market open, I try to jump in on it. I think I got in at 204. Then I end up getting stopped out pre-market right around over here. Next morning, glad I did, because had I seen this 280 something, because I think I went in 2,500 shares, that would have been a very, very, very scary thought to think of, especially if I woke up seeing me down so much. So yeah, wanted to pad my stats. End up losing 400 something bucks on something that's avoidable. Could have waited till the market open, then to get short, but I did not. So the theme is for the month of March were just stupid mistakes that I made, like things that I shouldn't have. Um, yeah, this AMTX. I'm trying out new strategy. I was trying out a new strategy because I heard somebody else say that they have a really good success in it. Instead of starting out small, I think I went big on this. I bought 2,600 shares. And it was on this day when it had its circuit break, and this stock I think was already up about at 150. Look at the high, 152. I bought it on this circuit break right here, thinking that it's gonna open up higher, which it did, but it immediately collapsed. What's worse is look at the 1 year. This right here is a classic short for me. Normally, I would just short it because due to the fact of the resistance here, but for some reason I wanted to be long. I didn't even, it just popped up on my scanner. I didn't even do any research. I saw a circuit halt. I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and buy. I bought it. Then as soon as I finished buying it, and it did the little circuit halt after it started dropping, I noticed that this had 31 million in resistance on this day. I was like, crap. Let me go ahead and get out. So I immediately I think I put my order at like 106. I'm like, I need to get out ASAP. So yeah, so that's what happened. Got out, lost $628 within a matter of seconds. So I was like, crap, what are you doing? Uh, this loss, NBY. Again, bought this on this day after hour, had 53 million. Huge volume here on this day for resistance. I should have known. I don't even know why I bought this thinking, it's going to have another gap up the next day. But this thing has so much in resistance that I should have known. And sure enough, next morning, gap down, lost $1,700. Another stupid mistake. Like, I mean, literally, these mistakes, they're definitely avoidable. All right, NAKD. This was like one of the my long strategy. I actually was forced out of the trade um, due to a margin call. I wasn't using margin, but on this loss, the APRN, since I had a huge opening, a huge position on APRN, my broker ended up having to make me sell this because this when I got squeezed on this, my broker actually just forced me out of the trade. So in order for me to cover back some of the losses that I lost, I had to liquidate NAKD. So this was probably, yeah, this is my worst trade, um, my worst trade of all time, my biggest loss, and it was on APRN. So it was on this day that I shorted it. And this was very, very stupid. Because it had this initial crack. And I was shorting it like I think right at the open, right around here. I just kept averaging up. And my train of thought was, okay, this is up one, two. This is considered the third day that it's up. There's major resistance on this day of 29 million, and that's at 1365. So my idea, my philosophy was, okay, I don't think it's gonna reach 1365. I'm just gonna scale in this. So what should have been a really good indicator was the fact as I was scaling in, once it passed the 13, what was it? 1365, that this chart is considered busted. So 1365 resistance is gone. which was right around right around here, and I should have just got out like on the pullback. But nope, instead I proceeded to get squeezed. I think right around here. I think I broker forced me to cover like right around here, and that was 1,500 shares, and my average was 1021. So I ended up getting squeezed, lost 7 grand, and as you could see, had this sharp pullback on my profit chart. So I was up since I was up 20 grand, um, up 20 grand, immediately dropped down to 12 grand, just like that, off of one stupid mistake. So luckily, and I thank God for this. Luckily, I was able to make it back, majority of it, the very next day. Um, and that was through BURG. So there's actually two trades. I think the first trade for BURG, I bought it on this day, on the 18th, and I bought it after hour. Was Yeah, bought it after hour, like right around here, and I went big on it. I went big on it. I think I bought maybe, I want to say like 13. Since this is two trades, it's not going to tell me like the exact amount. Maybe 9,000 shares. Maybe either 10,000 shares. I think I only bought 2,000 shares the second time around. But yeah, I went big. No, it was 9,000 shares. 9 something. I bought it right around here. Rolled it up. At the close, I was already up like maybe 5 grand. Yeah, I was up 5 grand, and I was like, nah, I want to see 10 grand. If I get 10 grand, I'm gonna be able to get my money back, and that's my train of thought. So luckily, it did work out for me because I ended up selling here. Because had I saw that dip, I would have got out. Uh, I would have got out, but luckily, it did work for me. Then once I saw, let's see, had a circuit halt like somewhere over here. Ended up buying like another 2,000 shares. I rode this circuit halt all the way up. At one point, I was up 2 grand on this. Unfortunately, I didn't play it right, so I ended up getting out like somewhere around like close to where I bought it at. So only ended up making like $600 on the second time around when I was up over 2 grand, which was very frustrating because that would have, like I said, definitely helped, especially with my mindset, my frame, my mindset, because like I said, the day before I was down nearly 8 grand, or actually was 8 grand, and to have made back, it would have been 7 grand that I would have made back. It would have put me at literally break even. So that's why you see like this drop, then this immediate pullback, then started tripping some more, and I had get some more, and I had got some more losses. So a couple of takeaways that you could get from those trades is, and after just reviewing it, I've been like since the month of December. I think the ending part, I haven't had a red week all the way up until March. So I had green weeks since the last 2 weeks of December, and it's just been green week after green week after green week, and I thank God for that. Cause you know that's a very, 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 very hard thing to do, especially trading. Not having any green week, I mean, not having any red week, and I was able to do that. So, with my frame of mind was, okay, I'm always right. So that's why I think I took a really big, instead of cutting my loss on APRN, because I was like, nah, market, I'm right, you're wrong. I've been doing this, I got this. And that's the wrong mindset to have because, as you could see, the market is always right and it will humble you. So, after losing that amount, it actually messed with my confidence. It messed with my confidence, where to the point that I was scared to take size, take trades, and I even see it now. Like I'm scared to lose. And another thing too that I think what really messed me up, and I noticed the same thing here back in November as I was progressing. I started progressing a little bit faster from what I anticipated, and one of my goals was to at least have $6,000 in profit. And it seemed like anytime that I put like a dollar amount as far as a goal, right when I get close to it, that's when I start doing like dumb trade, and it takes me a little bit longer. So notice right here when I got close to the $6,000 mark, my profit charts just started going sideways, just consolidating. Then finally, once I got over that hump of $6,000, it was just straight up acceleration from there. I was just making really good trades, just like over here, making really good trades. Got close to my profit target, my goal. Then it was just like steady, just trying to hurry up and make it. So I was forcing trades and stuff like that. So that's the same thing that I think that I did on for the month of March, because one of my goals is to be above the PDT and also having $25,000 in profit. Um, that that's still my goal, but I'm not gonna put so much focus on it because as soon as I put a lot of focus on it, I was like, oh my god, I'm getting so close. This would happen. This happened, so now I was able to, like I said, since I was able to climb my way out of the hole, um, it helped me to really realize like what are some of my weaknesses. Definitely setting profit targets and goals that really mess with my psyche. I'm just gonna trade because I know if I trade well, the profits are gonna come. So yeah, but you go down, see another one. It's bad trade after bad trade, guys. Like it's like my losses. This is the something like I said, the biggest losses that I've taken. 820, 991, 410, 850, 1200, 1400. Like that's why when me and my wife we sat down and 974, like we just sat down and we just started calculating it, and the number that we came up after calculating all the loss was it was $21,000 as far as how much I lost. Even if I would have just been, if I would have just cut a little sooner, half the time, my profit for this month would have been a lot bigger. But still glad that I had a green month. End up squeezing $1,200 out of the market in profits. So overall, still better than most. But man, definitely missed opportunity for the month of March. So I'm just gonna regroup, refocus for the month of April, which is my birth month, and just focusing on the patterns, the things that got me here, and that way I could put this little blimp, you know, on the rearview mirror, and that way I could just continue to go forward in my progress. So definitely, if you have not, leave a comment below. Anything, because I do read the comments. Anything that you think that may be able to help me, I definitely do take it to heart. But yeah, this is Vlad signing off. Hopefully, this was helpful for someone. Um, the market is always right. Just keep that in mind and never get too cocky, never get too high minded, thinking that, okay, I'm always right, the market's wrong. But yeah, this is Vlad signing off. As you can see, it's 12:56. I just felt like I just had to get this video off my chest. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your trading week. And let's make April a phenomenal month for trading. All right, guys. Peace out.